Hi there, friend. It's Javi. So let's set the scene here. Let's imagine you and I are eating some tacos. We just finished. You took the last bite of your taco, and you look up with me with a swelling in your eyes. You're feeling sad, feeling emotional, or maybe it's the bite of that jalapeno you took. You look up at me and you ask, Javi, honestly, should I even buy a house right now or should I just wait? I look up at you, get my napkin, clean the salsa from your mouth. What do you think I'd tell you next? Let's just pretend we're close friends right now and I'm having this conversation with you. Let's answer this question honestly. Here's what I would say first. And of course, everywhere I go, I have a digital whiteboard with me. Don't you? So this is exactly how it would work out. Here's the thing. Whenever it's time to, let's say you want to make a decision on where you want to have lunch. Decision is here. And there's a lot of considerations to consider. What you want to eat, what your diet is, what's the last thing you ate, what you're craving. But ultimately, this is a pretty low stakes decision because the end result is you're going to be fed. And of course, you have to have some considerations like whether, if you're going to go overeat or spend too much money because, money is another consideration as well. But overall, it's a low key decision, low stakes on the table, and a decision that at least most of us can make pretty simply. The decision to actually buy a house is a lot bigger decision. And what's scary here is the potential disaster of making the wrong decision here can be even more massive. And there's something about that, like from us looking here, that's just completely terrifying to a lot of people. Here's a problem with how we decide if it's time for us to buy a home. The circumstances that make up our decision to buy is interest rates, home prices, neighborhood quality, down payment, your credit, all of these massive decisions that come to it. And the thing is we wait for everything to be in perfect alignment in order for us to finally make that decision. But the problem that I have with a lot of people, the way they handle this is this. Let's just say we're talking about, interest rate. Let's say we're talking about home prices, neighborhood programs out there, and maybe one of them will actually be our own down payment, something that we can actually control. Everything in red is things that are out of our control. So we wait around, and before we step into making this the process of buying a home, which would be here, we wait for everything to be in perfect alignment, which isn't a bad take, I suppose. I mean, this right here, the potential consequences of this is so terrifying and so scary, especially when we have family members and friends that have gone through the market crash or maybe lost their house because of poor financial decisions they made, they lost their job, etc., etc. It's so massive. I mean, this just becomes a logical thing. There's no way we're going to take the risk involved in buying a house unless this stuff is absolutely perfect. So then I don't blame you for watching a lot of negative content about where interest rates are. Are they going up? Are they going down? I don't blame you on keeping an eye on market prices to see if they're going down or up, they're crashing, they're going good, they're doing bad, etc. I don't blame you on keeping an eye on down payment assistance programs or neighborhood updates to see what's going on, because you're waiting for the pendulum to kind of be right in the middle of all these factors for you to make your decision. But here's the potential problems with this. You're going to be stuck in limbo, waiting for everything to be perfect. And the second thing is you're leaving yourself up to be influenced. And this could work both ways. This is not just talking about the doom and gloom, not only content on YouTube or everywhere, like your family members or friends that are very negative or are going to influence you in a way for to say, I'm never going to buy it until the market crashes. That's what people have been saying for a long while too. But it's not just that. It's also you leave yourself to be influenced by people who are in the industry. If you are on an open house or you're on Zillow or something, and you go look at a house, even though you're not ready to buy, you start looking at houses, right? You're putting yourself inside a house with an experienced, trained, savvy salesperson who's going to tell you all the right things that you want to hear to make it seem like buying a house is a good idea. Now, whether you think it's a good idea or not to buy a house, that is your decision to make. But you're putting yourself in a position to be influenced. Where now, next thing you know, you're freaking getting keys. Talk to a lot of home buyers. Like, once you start the process of looking for a house, or you talk to an agent or a lender, you get stuck in this whirlwind. If you're in a tornado, you're not going to be able to just get out of there. You're in it. It's going to take a lot of willpower or a lot of strength to get yourself out of that situation. Where you're literally like avoiding calls and like ignoring people, or just telling, what's crazy is more people feel more comfortable just avoiding people than just to tell them, hey, I'm not interested no more. But most of you guys are going to do that. You're just going to ignore the agents and the lender's call to get out of it. And it's going to suck and it's going to feel crappy for everybody. But you're putting yourself in that situation or you're about to be influenced, either positive or negative way, whatever the case is. By now, you're like looking at me dumbfounded because, this is 5-10 minutes after, ask me the question. You're just like, all right, bro, get to the point, please. Like, we got to go. We can't just be here all day. Instead, let's not worry about things that we cannot control. Okay. It's good to keep a tab on this stuff, but your home buying decision should not be based out of things that you can't control. Instead, in my opinion, you should have an extreme responsibility, extreme accountability, whatever you want to call it, approach to buying your home, where every decision or everything that's impacting your ability to buy a house is things that you can control. So for example, down payment, your credit score needs to be at a certain number. Your budget needs to be at a certain number where you're making enough money to sustain a certain monthly payment. Your savings are in solid situation. You have an emergency fund already set. You have a retirement fund already set. And shoot, maybe you develop some kind of skill, because a lot of us are still not quite ready to be responsible for like buying a home. Like, I still get buyers that call me 2 years later, like, hey bro, my toilet just broke. What do I do now? Bro, figure it out. Like, it was 2 years ago. Like, some people are still trying to, like, hey, did the inspector not catch my toilet it broke 2 years later? Yeah, it's part of owning a home. You got to learn how to be handy, either fix it yourself or have a separate savings to fix stuff for you, right? When you have these goals or these things that determine your ability to buy a home be personal, so that you have extreme accountability, responsibility for all the factors that make up your decision, this puts things in much more perspective. And what those goals are, totally up to you. Like, I'm not going to give you I can give you I guess a basic one. So like, maybe your down payment, your DP is going to be like, I'm going to save at least 5%. For your savings, maybe I'm going to save at least $10,000 in emergency fund before I look. My retirement, I'm going to make sure to, have 5,000 started in a retirement fund. For, the mental part of it, I'm going to be in therapy for at least 6 months before I'm going to look for a house. That, you might laugh at that one, but some of us, we could use the extra mental support there. Your budget, you've budgeted and you've contracted every cent that went in and out of your money. So like, you're building the ideal homeowner before you're even considering going and look at any houses. So then what happens is you're asking me, should I even buy a house right now? I shoot that question back at you. Are you in an ideal situation right now to be a homeowner? Because quite frankly, right now, our market is a yellow market. Only well-qualified buyers should be buying right now. It's not like a green market where everybody should do what they can to get into a house immediately, because whether you're not ready or not, it doesn't matter. You're going to make a bunch of equity anyways. We're not in that market anymore. It's going to take an extreme responsibility, accountability kind of market where you're buying and you're not going to know what's going to happen. It's terrifying. So at least be fiscally and emotionally ready for whatever may happen. You might respond back and saying, well, bro, come on. You can't answer a question with another question. Should I even buy a home right now? Okay, fine. That's fair. I would ask, can you give me a breakdown of what your savings looks like? Can you give me a breakdown of what your credit looks like? Can you give me a breakdown of what your current monthly budget and how much you can afford for a mortgage payment? Like, what's your affordability number? Like 25, 35, 40% of your net income, whatever it is you've decided. What does that look like and how does that work with your current goals? Well, you're still going to be able to save at a high level. And last but not least, why are you buying? Like, why? There's nothing wrong with renting. You want to really simplify things. The main difference between renting and owning your house, you're still living, you're making a monthly payment that'll stay about the same, because you're buying with the mortgage to fixed interest rate. The main difference is one has a personal investment in it, and one of them has that personal investment not in the picture. whether the market goes up or down. If you're in a negative equity position, you're going to lose money and potentially pay, or you probably can't even sell it. Or if you're in a better equity position, then you're going to make money because you have a personal stake in it. Versus the other part, you're just paying about the same for the monthly payment, but you just have no personal investment in it. It's like working for a company versus being an owner of that company. There's a lot more differences. Yes, the potential gain is much greater, but the stress, the extra cost, the fees, all that's associated with it too. It's the best way of describing it. You're thinking as your place of residence, as your place of business. Are you going to work for someone else, or are you going to be your own homeowner or your own owner of your business? That comes with a lot more responsibility. You need to first figure out what's your ideal situation that you want to be as a homeowner. And if you're not there yet, then write down a clear list of what your goals are and what you need to get there. And break it down step by step of how many months is it going to take you. If you want $10,000 saved in the account right now, how much do you currently have? How much are you able to save a month? How many months is it going to take you to get there? If you need your credit to be wherever it needs to be, what are you paying towards your debts or your credits to get to a lower position? It's easy, guys. You want a higher credit score? Have lower balances. Don't have them high balances. Start working towards paying them off and have control over your credit cards rather than them having control over you. And if you're not there, then it's not whether you should buy right now. You shouldn't even be thinking about that. But let's say you are in that position where you're like, should I even buy right now? Well, does the monthly payment make sense with what your budget looks like right now? If the answer is yes, then if the answer is no, then no. It's not the right time to buy. Keep doing your thing. If the answer is yes, then why not buy? And that's where your demon's going to come out. And I don't say demon in a bad way, but that's where you're going to really like, I just can't do it for this reason, or I can't do it for that reason. And that, my friend, that's where you're leaving yourself up to influence, right? Again, someone can talk you in or out of something along the lines, whatever the case is. But if the answer is yes, and you have a strong desire to move, you have a reason why to do it, why not buy? And this is where, a lot of people are going to give me crap. Oh my gosh, you're a real estate agent. And trust me, over the last years, I've always been like, should I be embarrassed about, should I even tell people to buy? Should I tell people not to buy? I'm giving you an extremely long list of really heavy requirements, like system requirements to meet, see if you're able to run the specs on becoming a homeowner. If you meet those specs, and the monthly payment is about the same as the rent and your savings are good, everything else is good, then why not? Like, you're going to keep waiting around for the market to go up or down, for interest rates to go up and down, whatever. That's fine. Why not? You might find out when you're at this point, if there's like a block there. Well, I can't do it because this, or I can't do it because of that. And that's cool. Now you know what to work on. Whatever that block is, that is your block to have, my friend. But the most important thing that I want you to take from this video is I'm giving you the strong foundations of like a value system that you should have. So that way you do not get influenced by potential open house realtors or, going on Realtor, Trulia, Zillow, all those websites and talking to people. A lot of us decide to go chat with people that are in the industry for advice. I'm having you stop that and build your own value system to decide whether you want to buy or sell or not. Whether you agree or disagree with my very last question of then why not buy, then that's your decision. That's fine. Bro, if you have a solid value system of what you're looking for, my respects to you. My issue comes with people that are just so loosey-goosey and they don't even know. They think they're wanting to buy for a certain reason, but then they're allowing themselves to be influenced for anything. They're just left, right. I'm buying, I'm not buying. No. I love working with people that are just like, I'm not ready to buy until this point. Great. I'm working with a couple right now. I don't want to say their names, but I talked to him. Like, he's a fellow YouTuber, actually. I think he does a YouTube channel. He plays pool. It's really cool. We talked like months ago, year ago. And he it's not the right time right now because of this reason. Complete personal reason. That's not even nothing to do with the market. Just reached out to me last week. Hey, we're ready now. We're pre-qualified. Let's go. Right? They're not looking at the market as a whole. They're looking at their own personal situation. Likewise, I love people that are just like, this is it. We're doing this. Like, oh gosh, here we go. We have the money. We have our emergency funds. We have everything. We're going for it. They are buying a house with or without me, or they've chosen to wait a year or 2 years to buy with or without me. Either way, they are going somewhere. They're going towards a direction. So I guess in short words, build the ideal homeowner in your head. Write it down in a clear list of what the ideal homeowner has as values. and see if you match those values yet. If they do, those values are met already, and you're in a position where buying a house mortgage payment is about the same as renting a house, and you have a strong desire and will to do it, then my question is, why not? And if the answer is, you're right, why not? Go for it. If it's something else that pops up here, then you have found something else you need to work on. It's that simple. It's really easy, that simple. If you guys are looking to support the channel, we have a Gumroad, $5. We have like all the soft, like a bunch of little cool home buyer tools for you to use to help you. We also have an agent referral service nationally. If you're wanting to connect with a great agent anywhere that's not Phoenix, here it is. If you are looking for someone in the Phoenix, Arizona area, or you know somebody that is, send them my way. Yeah, cool. Go to my website, javiervidana.com, talk to Javi, schedule a call, send me an email, text me, DM me, do what you want. I don't know. You're an adult. Take some extreme responsibility. Thank you guys.